on this No Kings protest day. No Kings. No Kings protest, not what the propaganda machine is spreading, that it's the what they're saying, hate America. No. Everybody stay safe. Stay safe out there. Um, I, well, I wanted to go, but obviously I'm not. I'm in my home. Uh, I have some health issues going on that, um, well, I have a laundry list of stuff like big blob in my eye from I have I have a chronic mucus condition, and well, I get these I get these blobs. Basically, I get blobs of mucus in my eye, and well, I could see, but it's very uncomfortable, and then I have to like I get like these spots around the eye. Like I said, it's a health issue. But I support, I mean, I have a sign in front of my house. That's right, no kings, First Amendment, freedom of speech, you better believe it, and fascism, free Palestine, 100%. So, hold on, I'm going to set myself up here. I got to find my case, my holder thing. As always, I have a bunch of stuff that is going on here. I was babysitting yesterday, and I had to move stuff around, and well, I hid my case, but well, I have other stuff. But yeah, everybody, um, freedom of speech is very important, and you have to most definitely speak out, speak up, and because what's going on, there's so many violations of the Constitution now, and this is a democracy. This is not an autocracy, and we are in the United States. We are not living under the authoritarian regime of a king. So it's vital to always express yourself. I mean, you know, they're having online events today. They have a bunch of online events that are going on. But hold on, I'm gonna find my holder. Like I said, I had to move stuff around because I was watching this a 2 year old, and he's a 2 year old and full of a lot of energy. Okay, so I'm having a little bit of operating difficulties here. Well, I can't find it. The thing that goes onto my. Alright. Sometimes says. Yeah, but anyway, everybody, yeah, the stuff that this administration is doing is so well, it's really it's not acceptable. And they just made a post on X, the Department of Homeland Security. Here we go. Here's my thing. The Department of Homeland Security just made a post the other day about remigration. So, they're probably in their mind they want to make this a Anglo country. So this is why they have everything set up the way that they're doing it, violating people's rights, people that have a right to to come into the country, okay, to come, they have a right. You have a right, okay. See, the uneducated people don't know anything, and this is why they're on the tangent that they're on, and they're so racist, and yet these are the people that will go to these religious seminars, and they engage in services weekly, and even study groups, reading the word. But those are the same people that, well, they want to do what they want to do. Excuse me. So it's a bunch of propaganda, and it's a bunch of hatred, and it's right now in the formation of the government, because the bill of sale was sold to the American people, and that they purchased this is the order that is currently on the menu. But it's not going to stay on the menu. It's not going to stay on the leaderboard forever, because we, as the Americans, we have the right to vote who we want to vote for. Although now they're going to also attempt to, play around with some games, because now a a Republican-owned entity purchased the voting machines. That's right, from Dominion, and they just rebranded it now, so it's called something else. So yeah, and then now Trump also wants to have the National Guard at voting places. This is his intention, and I just wonder, Donald Trump, you keep saying that you are an elderly gentleman, and you're up there, and you express sentiment about going to heaven. How are you going to go to heaven with all these things that you're doing that are atrocious to humanity? Do you think that the heavens? Do you think that the big man upstairs, and I refer to God as a male? Um, I'm not going to get into patriarchal gender stuff and that, this and that. When when do you think that you're gonna like be graced upon to be going up to a higher place after you've done so much damage to humanity? I mean, you should really rethink that. You should really honestly rethink that. You are an older man. I mean, at any given moment, any one of us, I mean, we're born and then we pass. That's the cycle. That's the cycle. That's that's how life goes. We're created, and if we come to full term, we're born and we live, and then we pass on. So if you want to be glorified and be a man to go to heaven, I really strongly suggest you turn everything around. You turn everything around. All the people that you illegally kidnapped and disappeared, they all need to come back to the United States. They all need to become citizens, because they have been contributing to the economy. They have been working for people that donate to you, probably people that are hanging out at your Mar-a-Lago or whatever, all your other places that you license your name to. So yeah, this has been a disaster. And now you're wanting to colonize Venezuela, because Venezuela has the most amount of oil reserves in the universe. Okay? They have the most amount of oil reserves. Allegedly, there's supposed to be a numerous amount of reserves right here in New York State. But this is, it's always a game. When there's money involved and there's an opportunity for millions and billions to be made, and that opportunity is footed in a country that is not colonized, then they have to make them the enemy. The same way they have to make us the enemy. Black and brown people, they have to make us the enemy. We're the criminals. We're the criminals. This has gone on. If you look through historical context of even back to the Crusades, look back into historical context of power, land, money, okay? Conquering. So, yeah, this is why people are marching. It's not hate America. It's standing up for democracy against a king, because this is not a monarchy. This is a democracy. This is a democracy for everyone, okay? Not for only wealthy people that can pay, their monthly premiums for their health insurance to be doubled and tripled for you and all of your cronies to make all the billions that you're making, because you know that you've all made an excess amount of money at on the backs of American people, and all the money that you're making from the prison stock, from all these people being disappeared. Yeah, all of their stuff needs to be put online. All of their stuff, all of the money that they have made since the day he was inaugurated, because it's been a Ponzi scheme and it's been nonstop. This is why he's against what he's doing. This is what's going on. And he wants to call, we hate America. No, people, we do not hate America. You're the one who's destroying America for your own benefit. That's what you're doing. That's the Trump administration. Yeah, I would listen. A younger me, 20 years ago, yeah, I'd be out there rah rah rallying. But well, protesting and doing stuff online and being involved, and just and speaking out, because a lot of people aren't gonna be able to be present, but we're present in far as spirit goes, in far as our ideology, and to say that we hate America because we're against what you're doing is the propaganda machine going high octane. It's like, it's right now, it's maybe taking a journey like an Elon journey with the K. It's like, this is, yeah. So now we have just increased. Initially it was 20 billion to Argentina. Now it's 40 billion. 40 billion, 20 million Americans are losing Medicaid, okay? People have lost SNAP, low income people, because how the economy is set up, okay? And especially now with AI knocking out jobs all over. So tell me, what is the plan? Do you want to have everybody be on, you want people to be at the poverty level? That's what they want. That's what this administration wants. And then people will not be able to afford rent. They won't be able to pay mortgages. They'll be in foreclosure. Then corporations will come and scoop it up, right? And then what? Are you going to build the giant tent in Central Park for us to go live in? Or maybe Bear Mountain State Park, or maybe in Poughkeepsie, or maybe you have the other part. You have this park over here. I forgot the name of it. Then there's another one that, as when you're entering it, it's when here in Dutchess County, big major parks. You want to build tents? There you go. That's a plan, right? So is that the intended goal? Is that what this man wants to do? Because it sure as heck looks like it. He wants to impoverish all of us. He wants to impoverish all of us. He wants to take now with what a scam this crap is. With the Medicare supplemental, you have to pay, all right? And the ones that you don't pay, then you get hit with co-payments that are upwards of like what you're paying, like $2,000 to $4,000 just to have insurance for stuff for these conglomerate insurance companies, okay? If not even more, if something happens. It is such a scam set up for the industries, for real estate, insurance, and that's what it is. They don't care about people. They don't care about us. And food prices are not going down, Donald J. Trump. I don't know in what land you're looking, maybe you're in the Donald land. It's the Donald land. You roll the dice and every gas is $1.99 in Donald land. That's right. Mm-hmm. In Donald land, gas is $1.99 for the rest of your life. Eggs are 99 cents a dozen. Yep. Yep. Everything is under $5 and you could survive and thrive in Donald land. Yep. Yep. And instead of dice, there's oranges because you like the tan, Hey, I'm just, this is who you are. This is who you presented yourself to be. So, I'm going to just try to make a little humor out of it because, it's a sad state. It's a very sad state. But in Donald land, food prices have lowered, you know. So, I mean, I guess when you can buy caviar and you can have champagne, you can have mimosas, and caviar for your brunch, and then have like what's that, tomahawk steak, or what is the name of that? It's like that big steak that's supposed to be like $300 a pound or something, whatever. But that's not the real world. That's not the real world, Mr. Donald J. Trump. So this is why people are marching. We're marching against what you're doing to our country, because you're destroying our country. You are destroying our country. So if you want to go to heaven, turn it around. Turn it around. Your health, you are looking better. People say you're not looking good. I think you're looking healthier. I think you may have taken some advice that I suggested as far as your food consumption and water only. And thank you. I do want to thank you for ending the war, even though it could have happened a lot sooner. And but Israel, they don't abide by rules and regulations because, well, they hide underneath the skirt of the United States and of the UK. That's what they do, because it's like they're still underneath the skirt to say, well, we're going to continue to act out. Yeah. Yeah. So thank you for that, but it could have happened sooner. And also thank you for not having junk food on camera anymore, because I did make a suggestion when you became reelected. I said, please don't eat McDonald's don't. Donald J. Trump, look into history, look into history, look into food history, look into food history, okay? Look into how the New York City water was not treated with fluoride until 1970. The fluoridated water went to Queens because that was another part of the water supply, okay? And it went to Brooklyn. But the Bronx and the other borough, except for Bushwick, all right? So that caused a lot of decay. Also, in the South Bronx and in Bushwick, where the incinerators are, where young people like myself, grew up having chronic asthma, and then kids that are younger, where they were given the asthma pump. So that combination of bad air, an asthma pump with prednisone, then you create learning disabilities in a young mind. So it's a whole way to set people up for failure. You see, but you don't know about this because all you know is the money and how to make the money and how to show up with your, like you'd show up to places with your fancy overcoat and all that, that's the gig. That was the gig of being a big Willie, When you're a big Willie, you got to show up, and you got to always show out, But show out for humanity. Try that. Try that. Try to bring us back. Try to bring us back so that we can have some normalcy in our country, And for the people, like I said, I'll say it again, the migrants who have come here to work, contribute to the United States economy, contribute to corporations that donate to you. You have destroyed these people. You have destroyed these people. So turn the ship around, Donald Trump. Have these people come back and process them. They've been contributing to the society of the Americas, okay? Because to say that people are all criminals because they're from a foreign country is the what has been going on forever. You always have to find somebody to blame. So you find black and brown people. There you go. Yeah, right. White is right, right? The same type of regime goes on with government, with law enforcement agencies. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. Anyway, everybody, I'll be back. Stay safe out there. Stay safe. It's all right to march. It's all right to protest. All right. And people, I was just having a conversation with a family member, knew nothing about the $40 million going to Argentina because they're only on, one wavelength, So explore your horizons, people. Know what's happening. Know what's happening. Because what they've done in Gaza, they'll do here. They'll do here. All right? And for all the law enforcement, all of you that are rounding up migrants, unless you're Native American, you're a migrant, okay? I'm a migrant, all right? My father's born here. My grandfather's born in Cuba. My grandmother's born in Puerto Rico. And my other grandfather was born in Russia. and my maternal and my paternal grandfather's from Russia, and my maternal grandmother is from Sweden. So yeah, we're all migrants, okay? And that goes for you too, Donald J. Trump. All right. Everybody have a good day. Stay safe and get out there and represent or represent online. There's stuff to do online too. There's actual live events going on. Everybody stay well. Till next time. Fight for democracy, not for a monarchy. Hell no.